Hey, what's up, guys? This is Ricky V, and today we're going to talk about Turkesterone. Now, Turkesterone is one of these new anabolic agents that we're now extracting from plants. It looks like we're going to call this whole class of plant steroids Ecdysteroids. Turkesterone is really not all that different from Ecdysterone. You should go and check out my Ecdysterone video on the Vintage Muscle YouTube channel. The link to that video will be in the description of this video, or in the end credits. You'll find a link in order to listen to my whole Ecdysterone episode. That was a great one where I went over some of the science behind Ecdysterone and how it works. Now, when it comes to Turkesterone, although both share some of the same actions and the same effects, Turkesterone seems to be different in its own way. It comes with its own set of benefits and concerns. Now, in this video, I'm going to tell you all about Turkesterone, what it is, and why you should even consider using it. Now, I just like to give you some context on what I mean when I say Turkesterone or Ecdysterone are close or similar or different. And what that means to you, the end user, the guy that is watching this video right now, trying to figure out if Turkesterone is something you should be using. Turkesterone is as close to Ecdysterone as, let's say, Anabar is as close to testosterone or Winstrol. But Turkesterone and Ecdysterone are both as different from testosterone and Anabar as testosterone and Anabar are from Ecdysterone and Androgen, or SARMs in that realm. And Ecdysterone and Androgen are going to be as related to each other, but different than, say, IGF-1 or growth hormone. You see what I'm getting at here, guys? Turkesterone and Ecdysterone are in that Ecdysteroid class. In the Ecdysteroid class, we're going to find that a lot of these plant compounds that have effects on animals are going to have some different actions from each other. But overall, they're going to be very close in action to each other compared to just straight steroids, peptides, SARMs, or any other kind of class of compounds. I hope I haven't lost you there, because we're just getting to the interesting part. Now, Ecdysteroids have an anabolic activity because they attach to estrogen receptors. Now, it is very important to make a note here, guys. We have different types of estrogen receptors. I did cover this at length in my Ecdysteroid video. That one is over 17 minutes, and it'll be linked on the description of this video and on the end cards. And if we can find a way to put somewhere up here now on YouTube, we will. This one is mainly to talk about Turkesterone, how it's different than Ecdysterone, and what the best product in the Vintage Muscle line to use and mix it with really are. You know, how you should really run these, what you should do. From all of my research, and there's a ton of anecdotal evidence. Right now, the Ecdysteroid discovery is just starting. We're going to find, guys, there are going to be a lot of different hormones that we find in plants that are going to help us build some serious muscle mass without all of the dangerous and side effects of the illegal stuff. And the anecdotal evidence on this new class of plant steroids is pretty amazing. Now, guys are reporting that some of them feel a stimulating effect from Turkesterone that they don't quite feel from Ecdysterone. Most guys will report that you can take Ecdysterone and gain better and better results as you use more. While Turkesterone, once you reach an effective dose, you kind of stay there. That's kind of where your results kind of stop. Some guys report getting better muscle gains on one than the other. Some guys report better stamina and strength on one than the other. We're still really in the early phases of finding all of the different Ecdysteroids and figuring out how they work in our bodies. For now, we do know that stacking Turkesterone and Ecdysterone is a great, powerful mix, especially to stack along with anabolic hormones like the ones in the Vintage Muscle product line. This is why, if you are a Vintage Muscle customer, you should be taking AMP. AMP is a combination of amino acids, Turkesterone, and Ecdysterone, along with several other ingredients. So far, we've identified Ecdysterone and Turkesterone, the mix really working well for guys on anabolic steroids. And the difference is that these plant steroids are helping to contribute to the anabolism via the estrogen receptor, while the anabolic hormones in the Vintage Muscle product line are going to be specifically targeting the androgen receptor. This is what makes AMP such a great product to take along with your Vintage Muscle product line, because it helps you make more gains off of your stack. And since it uses a different pathway, you don't have to make a decision of whether to use AMP or any other product. AMP will work right along with any of the androgenic anabolic products in the Vintage Muscle product line. Now, for you guys, Vintage Muscle customers listening to this right now, you don't have to make a choice whether you want to use Turkesterone or whether you want to use Ecdysterone. You really don't. You literally can just use both. Just grab the AMP product right out of the Vintage Muscle store. AMP is a cutting-edge essential amino acid blend that upregulates anabolic activity in the body, meaning you'll get the most out of your vintage muscle stacks. AMP contains both turkesterone and ecdysterone, along with EAAs and BCAAs. You get stuff like L-leucine, L-isoleucine, L-valine, L-lysine, L-threonine, L-phenylalanine, L-histidine, L-tryptophan, along with vitamin A, C, niacin, B6, B12, phosphorus, magnesium, glucosamine for your joints, along with turkesterone out of the Ajunga turkenesca extract. I can't even pronounce that, guys. We'll make sure to put the proper name here on the video for you. And also Ecdysterone, that's derived from the cyanosis aranchodinea. That's another botanical name that escapes my poor accent. So we might have to just put that on here for you guys. It's going to really provide you a good amount of turkesterone. You're going to get about 400 milligrams of the turkesterone powder and around 150 milligrams of the ecdysterone powder. Now, the tub itself, you're looking at a 50-serving container. For $60-something at the time of this recording is not a bad deal for 50 servings. Most guys are going to find that you'll have some kind of stimulant effect from stacking a good bit of turkesterone and ecdysterone. It's not the same kind of effect you get from caffeine, but it's definitely a more energetic feel to your workouts than not. You can see some reviews on YouTube about the product to confirm. You'll definitely see other guys on YouTube talking about this, the kind of energetic, stimulating effect that you get from some ecdysteroids. Hey guys, so I'm going to finish up here just giving you some advice on how to use AMP. Whatever stack you're doing from Vintage Muscle, whether you're bulking or cutting, whether you're doing the 1-DHEA, 4-DHEA, hydroxygenin, wind test, Equimass, whether you're using the GH Soma stack. As a matter of fact, I think you should probably use the GH Soma stack along with AMP. Use those with pretty much every cycle you're doing from the Vintage Muscle product line. I would just use those two in every one. 1 scoop in the morning with all of your morning supplements, and 1 scoop before your workout if you work out in the afternoon. If not, just take 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon is the way I would take it. There are 50 servings per bottle, so the bottle should last you a nice long time. Will there be any issues if you skip a dose or if you only take 1 scoop on a certain day? Guys, I don't really think so. Not if you're taking another product from Vintage Muscle. If you're taking one of the anabolic androgenic hormones that you can get from Vintage Muscle, as long as you're taking those consistently, you're going to be fine. Those are the ones you need to worry the most about consistency with. But some of these other ingredients like the ecdysteroids or laxagenin, it's not such a big deal. Guys, just head over to vintagemuscle.com and pick up your bottle of AMP today. That's it for me, guys. I'll see you on the next video.